Hello and welcome. I'm Vincent Makori and this is Africa 54. We're covering two big stories today. It's the 20th anniversary of the Rwanda genocide and we'll have much more on that story in just a few minutes. But first, we begin with the murder trial of beleaguered South African Olympic sprinter Oscar Pistorius. A distraught and emotional Pistorius took to the stand in Pretoria on Monday in his own defense as his lawyers seek to persuade the court that he is not guilty of murdering his girlfriend, law graduate and model Reeva Steenkamp on Valentine's Day 2013. But before beginning his testimony, Pistorius, choking back tears, offered an apology to Steenkamp's family.
I'd like to apologize and say that there's not a moment, and there hasn't been a moment since this tragedy happened that I haven't thought about your family. I wake up every morning, you're the first people I think of, the first people I pray for. I can't imagine the pain and the sorrow and the emptiness that I've caused you and your family. I was simply trying to protect Reeva. I can promise that when she went to bed that night, she felt loved. I've tried to put my words on paper many, many times to write to you, but no words would ever suffice.
Now, prosecutors who wrapped up their case last month said Pistorius intentionally shot the 29-year-old Steenkamp, but the defense says the track star thought he was shooting at a nighttime intruder when he fired through a bathroom door. Pistorius has pleaded not guilty to charges of premeditated murder. If convicted, he faces 25 years to life in prison. For more on today's court proceedings, VOA's Anita Powell joins us by phone from South Africa. Good evening, Anita.
Hi, Vincent. So, what a heartfelt, dramatic, and dare I say, virtuoso performance by Oscar Pistorius today. I mean, his opening testimony really successfully painted the picture that the defense wants to paint of him as vulnerable and afraid.
Now, as much as this may not have any bearing on the outcome eventually, did you get the sense that there was some sympathy, some empathy in the court?
Well, I think to answer that question, we have to look no farther than June Steenkamp, who is Reeva Steenkamp's mother, During his apology, Oscar looked right at her, and she was impassive. Her face betrayed no emotion. So if he got sympathy, it wasn't from the Steenkamp family.
Mm-hmm. Now, from the get-go, the defense lawyers have wanted everybody to believe that, Oscar was quick on that trigger because of fear born of the crime rate in South Africa. How is that resonating with the rest of the public in South Africa?
So Oscar gave some examples of crime that he's experienced, and that has ignited a huge discussion in South Africa. There are really three camps. There's one camp of, I guess we could call them the lucky people, who say, I've never seen that level of crime in South Africa. Then there are the perhaps unluckier and more cynical people who say, oh, that's nothing. So mathematically, one can deduce that perhaps his situation is fairly average. But then there's a third branch of people who say, crime is crime. His response was irresponsible and disproportionate. And I think that's really the question that the judge is going to have to contend with. Crime is definitely prevalent here, but was his response appropriate?
Well, what should we expect next? We know now he takes the stand, but what do we expect to see in the coming days, tomorrow and the day after?
So as we adjourned court today, we had barely gotten to the cusp of that critical first meeting between Oscar and Reeva Steenkamp. So I expect we'll hear a lot more about their relationship. I expect we'll also hear his account again of what happened that fateful night. And then I think we saw today when the prosecution cross-examined the first witness, he is in for quite a cross-examination. I don't think they're going to go easy on him, and that's going to be really riveting.
I think that is the moment, that will be a moment of truth there. Anita, thank you very much.
Definitely.
Thank you. VOA's Anita Powell reporting from South Africa, live there.